talk about working with old windows, which we do a lot of. We work with historic homes. Windows are an important part of them. A lot of people call them the soul of the house. And when people would buy old houses, the first thing that terrifies them is working on their windows, because they're old, they're leaky, they look ugly, and it's a lot easier to just go run out and get new vinyl windows. So I'm here to change your mind and show you how easy they are to work on and how you can make them energy efficient. Today we're talking about double hung windows. There's all kinds of different windows in homes, fixed units, casement and awning windows. You'll find hopper windows in old houses too. But double hungs are the most common ones and have the most pieces, and the easiest to fix. So we'll talk about them today. To start with, you want to know what all the parts are. Your window has your jamb all the way around and a sill. If you have the sill on the inside, people call that a sill, but that's really the stool. On the window glass and the frame for it is called a sash. So you have an upper sash and a lower sash. You have your lock in here. This is called a mid-rail. There's a piece of wood that goes between the two sashes that holds them apart, that slides up and down. That's called a parting stop. And we'll see later that you can still buy that, and it's one of the pieces that are still easily defined. Now, and inside your wall, you're going to have what they call window weight pockets. And in the window weight pockets, you're going to find window weights. And this is what allows your windows to go up and down. And you can sometimes hear them in there. If you look at a place away or inside the wall, usually you see wheels like this. The wheels can come out, but they're basically a piece that the rope rolls over. And a lot of times they're covered with paint. You may want to clean them up. And if you need to replace the ropes, you can take the rope and run it back over into here, drop it, and inside the window in the wall is a little door, which may not be really easy to see because it's cut into the side. But there's you really can see a little screw here, and if you undo that screw, this piece of wood will fall out, and you can see that easier on the where you wouldn't be able to see it. But inside the wall, there's the screw, there's the line, and here's where it is. This piece will fall out, and you can tie the rope back on your window weight. Now we're going to take apart a window, so you can see how easily they come apart and how easy it is to repair them. So follow along with all the pieces we have here. Starting off with cutting your sashes loose. Almost everybody that has an old window will find that they're stuck together. So if you have paint on your sash and on your trim, you have to break that loose, because this piece of trim will come off and then your sash will be able to come out. So you'll take your knife and you'll cut right between the two of them to break that loose on both sides of the window. And if it has been painted shut, not used in years, you might look at cutting it loose between the two windows. Start getting your window apart. You have to pry, and I would use a putty knife or a small pry bar. When you pull the piece off, put it aside. You can pull the nails out later. This will allow your window to slide out, and it'll come out on the other side also, and you can take it. If you've already disconnected your window weights, fine, but otherwise you'll want to come in here and pull your rope out and let that hang, let the window weight stay there, and then you can take your sash out and put it aside. Okay, now we've got the first sash out. We can work on that if we need to. In this case, we've got a cracked piece of glass up here, so we're going to want to replace the glass in the outside, the most outside of the two sashes. This sash comes out last, the one on the outside. Here's the parting stop we talked about earlier. This is a piece of wood that's, I think of as sacrificial. You know, the historic standards say you should try to keep them, but these really aren't that salvageable regularly. But usually you'll have to use pliers or something to grab them and pull them out because they're stuck in there really well. Once they come out, you can put that aside. This one came out well enough that we could probably put it back. Then we're ready to pull this sash out. Alright, then we remove, got to lower it down until it gets past the wheels up here. Then once you get there, you can pull it out. Again, if you still have your window weights attached, pull the ropes out, and then they will go back up, because the window weights will pull them back up. This window, of course, we don't have the window weights on. Then you got all your sashes out. Now you're just left with the jamb and all the air from the outside. We talked about how the window weights are hanging on the outside of the windows in the window weight pockets. Now if the rope comes off of the window weight, we're going to want to get in there and put it back on again. In each window frame, you'll find a window weight pocket. I know it doesn't look like anything here, but after the parting stop's been removed and falls on your head, there's a window weight pocket here which is hard to see, but there's a screw in the bottom. You'll have to clean the paint out of it. Then undo the screw. When the screw's out, you can actually pull the bottom of this piece and it comes out, and there's a hole in here where your ropes are hanging. And if you need to put a new rope in, you can roll it up over the roller and push it down in here and grab it with a wire. But now the rope's here and it's ready to tie your window weight on. When you got it tied on, slide the piece back in and put your screw back in, and you have you're all sealed up again with new ropes.